What's up, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, what's up? Hello, I'm Joe, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and trusting me to entertain you. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and give this video a big thumbs up. Okay, so for today's video, we're going to do another quick how-to. I've got all my base on, and that is because I'm teaching you brows. Now, let me just tell y'all something. My brows are not perfection. As a matter of fact, today they actually turned out terrible, and here I am doing a tutorial. And watch, this brow will turn out better. Maybe it will. Actually, this is my better brow, which is why this is the brow I'm using to do the little tutorial. But I've had a lot of people ask me how I do my brows, because usually when I do videos, I fast forward through that part because it's boring. Nobody likes to watch brows. I hate watching brows. And I've sat there and watched people fast forward. Sorry, I've got like a little tear coming through videos on the brow part. Nobody likes to watch it. It's boring. But then there's those people that are like, dang it, why didn't you do your brows? I kind of want to see how to do brows. So I'm just going to show you how I do it. There's no special technique, but I'm going to finally film. I went ahead and did one of my brows so that you don't have to sit through that much boringness. But I saved you the other one. So first things first, the brow brush that I use is the Anastasia Beverly Hills number 12 brow brush. They have a few, but this is the number 12. I find that this end is very thin, precise, and I like the spoolie on it. I love that it comes to a point so I can really get in there and blend if I need to, but I always brush my brows out. First of all, let me go ahead and throw in reverse and put in the first tip. Make sure your brows are groomed. Mine could use a little touching up, but they're not terrible. If you don't have groomed brows, your filled-in brows are going to look terrible. So, groom them. Pluck them, shape them, thread them, wax them, whatever you gotta do. But have a nice shape to begin with, because you're really just going to be following the guidelines of your own eyebrow. But the next thing that I use, which is not something that you have to use, especially if you want a more natural brow, but for me, I like a bold brow. If I wanted natural makeup, or if I wanted to look natural, I wouldn't wear makeup. I wouldn't wear this much makeup, because the whole point is I don't want to look natural. If I look the same as I did in the beginning, then I didn't do my makeup right for me. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So, what I've been using lately is the Kat Von D KVD Beauty 24-hour Super Brow Longwear Pomade. And this came in BoxyCharm, and if I would have been at the store, I would have never purchased this shade for me. But this is the shade they sent me, and I was like, great, this will never work. But then I put it on, and I was like, anything any darker than that would have looked devilish. But this is the shade medium brown, as you can see, and this is what I did this brow with, and as you can see, it still looks pretty dark, so just keep that in mind. I don't know how bold it would show up, but I mean, even in the thing, it doesn't look that dark, but I don't know if it's just because my brows are naturally dark or what. But anyways, so if you want a more natural brow, a pencil or a powder is probably going to be a better option for you, but this is just what I do. And I am going to give you a little tip that I don't use, but I did see it on a TikTok going around. But anyways, the girl like did her little starting point, and then she did like, she went to her arch and kind of drew like an angle, and then she drew her point, and then she kind of outlined, and then she filled in. For me, I don't make it that complicated, which that's not very complicated at all actually, but this is all I do. So I'm going to get kind of close for you guys, but I just go in at the bottom part of my brow, I hope you guys can see, and I just draw the natural shape so that I have a sharp bottom line, and then I'm dipping back into the pomade, and then I kind of wipe off the excess into the lid because I don't want like a ton of chunks. And then I do the same thing at the top, and I go to my arch. I try to make sure I get my arch going, And then I bring it around and down to a point. So now I've kind of got the outline of my brow. Dip back into the pomade a little bit. And then I color in. This is literally all I do. So I haven't done anything to the front of the brow yet for a reason. But this is like the easiest thing for me. Now, when you're going to fill in the brow, you can pick up a little extra of the pomade. Which, if you really wanted to take your time and be precise, you could probably get a natural looking brow with the pomade. But that's never my goal. That is never my goal. Okay, so now we're going to go to the front of the brow. And I'm not picking up any extra pomade. I'm just going to get what's left. And you will always want the front of your brow to line up with the inner corner of your eye. That's how you'll know. And so I kind of line it up and lay it and just drag it across, whatever little excess is there. And then I take and just sling up with the edge, that little pointy edge. I'll just sling up a little bit. And then I just kind of drag towards the front, like through the brow, but starting at the front. And I still don't pick up any extra pomade because I want this part to look a little more faded, if you will. I don't want it to look as bold as the rest of my brow. And then I take and just run the brush through it. Now this pomade, you do not have to use a brow gel with, because once it dries, bro, it dries like you are slicked down. But now I'm going to pick up a little bit of the pomade, tiny bit, just enough to wet the brush pretty much, and just sweep off all the excess. And I'll kind of run the extra through my brow, and then I'll go back to the beginning and create more of those hair strokes, and then drag through my brow like that. And that is literally all I do to my brows. This eyebrow always does better. The arch on it is better. Maybe that's something I need to work on with my grooming, but it really does always do better. And then today, I always use different ones, but then for my brow bone highlight, I just go in with a pencil brush, nothing fancy. You could be a little more precise if you wanted to with a smaller flat brush, but I'm just picking up this ABH Amrezy highlight and just going right there underneath your arch and blend it out with my finger. And there you have it, a highlighted brow bone. So yeah, that is how I do my brows. They're nowhere near perfect. This one always looked so much longer and awkward. I need to work on it. So we're just going to focus on this brow. My phone just went off. Sorry, that was rude. But yeah, that is it. That is all I do for my brows. Last thing I did was the how-to with lips. So if there's anything else in particular that you guys are curious on what I do, how I do it, even if it's just like everyday life stuff, let me know. I'm really enjoying these how-to videos. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy these type of videos. I love you guys so much. Bye-bye.